or fine, everyone?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Um, okay, let's start it. Hmm. Okay, can you hear my voice clearly?
Crystal clear.
Okay. Um, Now that the term child-free has recently been widely discussed by the public after influencer Kita Savitri discussed it, and through the Instagram stories later, Kita stated her decision not to have children. The decision was taken on the basis of a mutual agreement with her husband, Paul Andre. And now we will discuss about child-free between reconstructing the ideal marital purpose and freedom. Now, according to your perspective, what is child-free? Perhaps someone to wanna be first speaker, you can raise hand. Hmm. Oh, anyone? Okay, thank you, Mr. Please.
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for the occasions given to me. So I believe that when it comes to child free, it means you have more freedom within the scope or the environment, the ecosystem that provided by marriage itself. Because so far, we can actually we can actually free ourselves from something that we consider as a burden, and somehow marriage is always entangled or always connected or strongly related to children. And some people would like to believe that your marriage will not be perfect unless you have children, and that's why child-free become such a how to say surfacing motion on how we should try to spirit the minds of conservative people with how progressive this work has been becoming. And that's why this kinds of child-free idiom or such, how to say, adagium become something that massively, not only massively influence people, yeah, other than to get married at young age. This child free becomes something that crucial to be decided by some young marriage partner. Okay, so basically, you live your life in marriage ecosystem without having child. Okay, so I guess that's what's supposed to be the definitions of child free. Thank you.
Okay, really great statement for of you, Mr. Sunshine, and you said that you say that child free is can spare your relations with if you married young in the young age. And we have another people here. Please, Mr. Alexander, to give your perspective about this.
Uh, Thank you, Miss Ice, for the time given to me. I actually couldn't really hear Mr. Sunshine's sound before, so I couldn't comment on it. But I just want to say that Chatri is uh, a person or a couple who decides not to have a child or their children. It happens due to several reasons. It could be because of their trauma, that occurred when they were a child, when they were still rising up by their parents. So they felt some trauma back then. So it could trigger them to decide to not to have a child at all. Secondly, it could also happen because of maybe they may want to improve their careers. Therefore, they think that having a child would be something that would distract their careers. And another thing, maybe it could be because of their reasons for wanting to focus on their own life instead of others people life, like their children. It's different from a definition of childless, in which childless is more people who can't have their children, who cannot birth a child because of like um, health reasons. Maybe they are sick, that's why they can't have any children. But child free is more something to do with your decisions, or a couple's decision whether they want to have a child or not. That's my short opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alexander, for your statement. You said that career also um, become the reason for child free. And after that, please, Mr. Berlin, to give your opinion.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity for you, Miss Moderator. To be honest, I'm not an expert in this area. Maybe it's gonna be related with the sociology science, and I am not expert in that areas of knowledge. Well, I suppose that the terminology of what child free is happen in the relationship among the people that they intend to have no children in their lifetime. I mean, not because they don't have the ability to reproductive. I mean, they are not sterile. They are fertile. What community, but they intend to not have the children for their future generation, because yes, maybe they have uh, what a lot of people around in a narrow areas of space, so they need to make sure that their population is not quiet, um, what um, dense quiet dense in their community. So because of this consideration, they tend to not have children in their lifetime. That is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berlin, for your statement. Next, Mr. Uh, Miss Suji Indah Febian, please give your opinion.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. So thank you for the opportunity, Miss Maya. Okay. So, in my perspective, actually, child free is, how to say, it's a choice. It's a choice not to have a children despite of marriage, or is a choice from the a couple or people in a relationship to not having to not having a children or a child. So actually, uh, the how to say, for me, in my perspective, child free is a very personal matter. I think it's the same with the any other personal matter, like about the our how to say our um, it is the same issue like the LGBTQ or just such as like any other personal matter. So actually, is there is no in in society point of view, and is there is no problem with it for me in my in my perspective. Okay, so but the how to say propaganda in English. that is the problem. The propaganda is the problem side. So if you think that child free is you want to commit into the child free, it's totally okay. It's your choice. You have right for that, but you don't need to promote it, and then you don't need to make oh, this one is correct. Oh, this one is, you should choose, you should have choose it. It's for a better generation, or it's for to how to say, uh to to stop the overpopulated, right? Okay, so especially in our country, or southeast country, so child free is a very hot issue, because I have a right for it. So when our religion and also in our culture, that having a children is a, how to say, it's a common thing in society, but a lot of people to choose it. But so there is a pro and contra about that. So in my perspective, it's a right in for each people have a right in it, for it, and also it's a choice for them. But there is no need to promote it. So the propaganda. Okay, I will find out what is propaganda in English later. So I think that is the problem. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. That's really great statement of you. You said that child free is the choice is very personal matter, and you just don't promote it. And next, Mr. Martian, please. Martian.
Okay. Oh well, is my voice audible? Hello. Is my voice audible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, so I just want to add the statement of Mr. Alexander last time. Yeah. So there are the several things that we have to make it a different regarding to the definition of the child free and also the childless. The difference is only for a choice. Yeah, if you are a child free, so in the situation, so you can give a birth. But on the other hand, if you are a childless, so you don't have a chance because there is something wrong, maybe with your uterus, yeah, with the women or with the man, yeah. So that make them cannot produce a child. So this is different between child free and also childless. But unfortunately, especially in our country, yeah, if you don't give a birth, even though you are as a man or the women, so this is like the bad stereotype that happens in our place. So this is the reasons that if you have been getting married is in more than 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, the all neighbors will try to talk about you. Hey, what happens with this man? What happened with this women and others? But for me, yeah, this is not talking about the happiness of the people. It's only when they have a child. Yeah, so this is the stereotype that we have to discuss about this afterwards, because most of the people in Indonesia think that have a child is the happiness. So this is the reason that we need to clarify, and also we need to discuss about it after this, that make us we know about the understanding when you have a child and when you don't have a child. And especially for men, I really curse all the men that trying to say or leave their wife it because they don't have a child. So this is the shitty thing that is ever did by the several men, because I know that, yeah, to have a child, to give a birth is so sick. Yeah, I can't imagine, yeah, how suffer the girls when they birth a child. So this is the reasons that the men have no choices to say that you have to have a child, we have to make you pregnant, and when you don't want about this, so you have to follow what is the choices of the women. So this is the reasons that yeah, we have to clarify, and also we have to make it line regarding to the stereotype of the people that think that happiness is when you have a child. So this is my statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martian. Yeah, that's a really great statement. And next, Mr. Satrio, please give your opinion.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, that's clear.
Yes.
Hello. Okay, thank you so much for this great opportunity for me. First of all, I would like to say that this is a very interesting the topic for us to discuss tonight, because I guess child free commonly being like phenomenon in the world, right? We also know that there are several public figure that has decided to have child free, like Gita Savitri, and also the other public figures. So the first one that I would like to say is um, it, we live in Indonesia, where there are not many people able to accept this concept, right? So if we still live in Indonesia, we have to see the several aspects, such as social aspect and also the religion aspect as well. But personally, actually, I'm not to agree about this phenomenon, right? I guess the purpose of the marriage is having a child, right? So regarding the purpose of the marriage, um, every person that has decided to get married with their spouse is being able to have their own family. So if uh, if everyone or every family decided that they want to sorry if they decided that they don't want to have a child, or called child free, um, it has to be like agreement for both of them. And for example, every husband and also wife, they have to discuss each other deeply, like that, so they can provide some decision for the family to not having a child or having a child, right? So this for my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Satrio. Next, we have Miss Sophie. Please give your statement.
Well, thank you, Miss Maya, for the opportunity. I just want to add some opinion since the other have mentioned a lot. I think one of the reason a couple or people choose to be child free because they have hereditary disease, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mispronounced it. So they afraid that the disease will the children will get that disease, and also there for example there are some traumatic from how they raised by their parents. For example, like their parents probably too hard to them, and they feel like they're afraid to do the same thing to their child, so they choose to not have a children because they don't want to be they don't want to uh, raise someone or people like their parents did to them. I think that's thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sophie. That. mm, okay, thank you so much for your next. Oh, I'm sorry, this is so loading. Mm, Oh, that's my problem to move on.
Can you make it work, Miss Maya? Okay.
Okay.
It's quite slow, yeah. But yeah, that's work. Anyway.
Yeah. Clear. Oh, I'm so sorry, so long. Childfree, to quote the Oxford Dictionary, childfree is a term used to describe the condition of not having children, especially by choice. This term is familiar in the feminist agenda, which considers childfree as a woman's choice to determine her life path. Let's move on to next topic. Why do I'm so sorry. May I fix the problem first?
Okay, probably should I be the one share the favorite thing?
I wanna try again.
Okay, because it seems like you struggle so much and that.
Oh, can it move on? Hmm. I'm so sorry. Please can help me, Mr. Sunshine, to share it.
Okay.
Yeah, because can't.
Okay, is it visible, guys? Okay, can you see this? This.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr.
Yes, yes.
Sunshine.
Yes,
Yes,
clearly.
mister.
Shine like you.
Okay, the next topic is why do some people prefer to live their marital life without children? What is your thought about them? Perhaps, oh, we have a lot of people here. Please, Mr. Angkasa, to give your statement.
Okay, thank you, Miss. But the first time I have a statement about child free before this concept, the first material, the first slide. Regarding child free, I think there are two opinions. Some agree and some disagree. One of the first statement regarding this topic from, for example, Victoria Tunggono. I think Victoria Tunggono in Childfree and Heavy. One of statement for Victoria Most people say uh, life isn't perfect if you don't have children. A woman is not perfect if she has not given birth. But I know my life is perfect without having additional husband or children. And another example by several influencer or artists in Indonesia, especially in this country, such as Gita Safa and Cinta Laura, agree with this concept. However, personally, I don't agree with this concept. For me, having children is an extraordinary gift from God, and I'm very grateful if I get this gift. That's all for me.
Thank you, Mr. Angkasa. And next, Mr. Moonshine. Please give
Okay,
your opinion.
thank you, Miss Maya. Since my two old brothers already give an opinion, so I don't want to be left behind. Yeah, for me, I actually maybe for a couple or a husband and wife that they maybe have a lot of reason why they don't want to have children in this situation. For example, like we know that we are facing a crisis situation in economy, in social, and maybe the crisis also happen with in ourselves, such as mental health or our psychology. So I think that people when they decided to decide to be child free, it means that they are preparing something that also we don't know about that, right? For example, like the public figure influencer, they maybe said like, yeah, I want to prepare my financial freedom first, then I will have a child. Or maybe still I want to cure my mental health problem first, then I want to have a child because I need or I have the responsibility to raise my child in the future, because they are the future of the family or the future of this nation. And the third one is because of the economy, of course. And then we know that uh, how to say it, like there's not many social social what is that, what is perlindungan, social protection.
Action.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Social protection to protect your family in this country. So it means that you are in your own to raise your child and a lot of things in family. And also from the perspective of law, I agree with Mr. Satrio, because in our bill, in our law, the definition of family is there's father, there's mother, and there's children. That's the definition of family. And if you are married, it means that there's a obligation to the couple to have a children. And it also will decide it in the bill. The next bill is about ketahanan keluarga. So it means that you must, if you are a citizen of Indonesia, if you are Indonesian, it means that you must have a children. So that's why. So I think I forget who said it, Miss Suchi or someone else, that it's also the same with LGBTIQ or religion or something like that. It's not something to to campaign. So it's because of a personal decision. So that's why I think the discussion tonight is just for us to make a lot of perspective or a lot of knowledge to know about to know more about child free. So I think the reason why they don't want to have children, I already mentioned it before, the three things: economy, social, and personal mental health or something like that. And I just want to make some to make it the opinion. Thank you, Miss Maya.
Okay, that's really great statement. Fortunately, Mr. Satrio, yeah, this Mr. Before Mr. Agree with you. And after that, we have Miss Ria. Please give your statement.
In Indonesia, uh, have the children is really necessary for all of, almost family in Indonesia. It's like have the social cultures and also religions and child free. Maybe these campaigns to support uh, someone who have decision in their life. They don't want to have the children because they have traumatic in their life. They don't want if they have the children, they will be give their children uh, something suffer in their life because the financial is not independent or the economic is not stable. As like decisions like Gita Savitri said that if she want to be a mother, if they have a prepare well in their lives. Miss,
Is it enough?
okay.
Oh yes. Thank you, Miss Ria, for your real great statement. Next, we have Mr. or Miss Fulbe. Please give your opinion.
Hi. Yeah, it's a Phoebe actually. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for the occasion. I think it shall begin with my opening. Many Indonesian women consider getting pregnant as a blessing, a miracle, but we know living in the era and the country where a tradition still plays a large role. So being a childless or even a child-free, if not by choice or it's a choice, is often looked down upon, or it's considered as a negative stigma. Everyone has spoken about their reason and then why a couple or people prefer to live in their marital life without children, or we call it with child-free. But I will start with my reason. Well, I suppose to say with the first one is actually happiness, stability, and peace comes from different way of form, right? So when we call about happiness, stability, and peace, not everyone would or want to be a parent, or not everyone is fit to be a parent, right? Yeah, that's the first one. And the second one is I didn't know that I forgot the name who call it this a reason, but the second reason is actually is people who tend to choose the child-free, they may experience too much depression or mental illness or serious addiction problems. So it's not the right way to safely raise a family, right? Or they could be have a childhood trauma, could be one of the reason that cause someone sometime to engage in harmful behavior toward her or toward him, right? And then the last one is also related with the first one, which is the unfit to raise kids, because I mean unfit here, I mean from the aspect of the money, patience, confidence, or warmth and love to raise happy kids, not everyone to have it and to feel it. Well, I suppose that's all my reason why some people prefer to live with and choose the child-free. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Phoebe. And we have another people to wanna wanna give the statement, please, Miss or Mr. Tikoneng, to give your opinion.
Okay, it's time for me, Mr.
Yes.
and Maya. Okay, thanks for the occasion. Perhaps I want to bring this, what's it? The reason, especially for the people who believe or choose without children. I would like to bring in the two sides. The first is the external factor and the second is the internal factor. For the external factor, first of all, I would like to say that the globalization is being main part of this decision, because from the previous generation, we can say that baby boomer, it will be difficult to find this case and also this term because they don't have the social media as the alternative to socialize the people. But fortunately, the young generation here, millennials or Gen Z, they deliberately play a social media. Not only the news is coming from the local area, but from the international areas, especially the term of feminist is coming from the activists from the outside, perhaps. And the second, I would like the environment because it will be different understanding between the people in remote area and also the people in the city. This term will be known as the people in the city than the remote area because they know they don't pay attention more for these cases. Their habit perhaps only go to rice field and also put some the result of the cycle, and yeah, the activity is only that. But for the city, they more be educated people than the remote area. So the perspective and also the point of view how they will define this term, it will be different. And for the internal factor, I would like to say that there are many reasons that have stipulated by the other speaker based on their perspective. But there is the two things that I would like to emphasize here. The first is the what is it? The economic perhaps the economic for the poor people perhaps or the poor couples and also spouse or the people who married but in the low economy, so they tend to prefer like want to be the high career firstly and after that getting a children to thrive them well than in the poor condition because we live here in the was that the competition arena, especially in our life. We should compete together our job and also we should compete in education also. Every single life is competition. So they prefer to manage their what's that themselves firstly, and after that they will thrive their children. And the second is for the rich people. um, I work based on my experience. I work in one of boarding school, and their parents are the high class economic. But unfortunately, for the children, they have everything, especially for the monies and also the necessity. But the lack of the children they suffer is the attachment, or we can say that affection, kasih sayang from their parents. Because as the parent who in the high economy, they tend to get or go to their job in the morning before they wake up and also come back in the night when the children are slept. So in this condition, there's not affection for them. And they say that I had my parents, I had my father, I had my mother. They give me the additional courses to make me busy, but they don't have a time for me. And they feel envy with the poor people. They have the affection, and the poor people, they envy to the rich people. for the money. So it's like the contradiction. Yeah, because we should be thankful whatever is it. But it is true, especially for the rich people, because some, first of all, perhaps the women will help, or the wife will help the husband to fulfill the necessity from doing a job. But time by time, the women get a promotion in their job, and also the father, the husband also get a promotion, and what's that? Sambil mengalami minum air. Yeah, it's kepalang tanggung. So we cannot stop for that work. So we do it whatever we can do, and our children will be the last priority perhaps, as far as they can give the money and the necessity. So they think it is everything for their children, but unfortunately what we think is not as same as we predict. Thank you. This is for me.
Okay, really great. Next, Mr. Avi or Miss Avi, please give your statement.
Okay, thank you, Miss, for the so in my perspective, perhaps they have their own goals, like they want to spend their life together with a partner, or perhaps she or he wants to do the things to upgrade their life by doing business, or perhaps like a trip, and they don't want to be annoyed by the children. Yeah, perhaps they think like that. Like if they have children, the children will, I can't say it's destroying, but the children will, what's that, becoming the challenge for them to pursue their dreams, perhaps like that. And the other reason is perhaps they don't want the children to live the life that is not good enough. Like they concern that the child will grow without affection, like what the previous speaker said before. Because nowadays lots of the people they tend to pursue, or they tend to pursue their career. Like they want to get something, they want to achieve something, and they're afraid that their time will be spent on their career only. So the parents, like they are still striving to get their own life. How can they just want to born the children because it's the obligation by the society and then leave it alone? No, it can't be like that. And yeah, I would like to say that perhaps it will be a little bit off from the topic, but I want to say lots of people just love the kids. Like lots of the cases in Indonesia, you found the children in front of your door suddenly with the letter with its name and other like that. Yeah, they just love the kid, abandon the kid. They give birth to the kid because they believe that is the main purpose of getting married. Like, like getting married is to have a kid. Yeah, that's the common things in Indonesia. And I presume that one of the reasons why do people commenting on the other's life to be child-free is because they know this is the real challenge. If you have a kid, the kid will have to live its life, but it has to get some kind of like food or perhaps clothes from you. So that's the real challenge, and they know that they are struggling, and they want to see the other experience this as well. Like I ever talk with people, and they sometimes they say like, "Why did you do that? You have to do this because I've done this." Like they want us to experience that kind of thing. Perhaps it is because they are anti of our life. Yeah, that's the other reason. I know it's kind of wild, like but I think like that. And however, we know that having babies are the life and that business, because the baby cannot choose their life, but we can choose the baby's life. So whether we will provide the good life for them or not. And nowadays, people realize that having children is a choice, right? Like lots of the people, they choose to be child-free. It's a choice. It's not an obligation anymore. And they are able to think more clearly and live their wildest dreams together with their partner. That's a good thing. And believe me, it's not because they're selfish, but it is because they think what will happen to the children in the future. Okay, that's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your opinion. Wow. Mr. Berlin, oh, you wanna give your statement for
I
the
want to give my statement
yeah?
last time.
Okay.
Well, is it my time?
Okay, come
Hello?
on, Mr. Berlin. It's your it's your
Me
time.
first or Mr. Martian first? Sorry, Miss Maya.
Okay, of course you first.
Oh, yes, thank you. It's gonna be related with the previous question, yeah, not for this question. Well, I suppose that the previous speaker are true about their reason why people tend to see the child as a child free for being good in their life, but something in the ideas of this kind of conduct is gonna be like seeing the child as a disturbance of harmony in the life. Seems like um, when someone life lonely and they don't have a couple or girlfriend or boyfriend, they see that the existence of a child is just a disturbance of a harmony in the life. And for the couple, it's gonna be what distract the romance between the girl and boy, and it's gonna be the third party that will make the relationship quite bad in their future. So because of this consideration, child free is gonna be positive for them. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to give the additional too. So most of you here as the speaker, you prefer to talk about health, you talk about finance, you talk about social status and many more. But in the situations, I'd like to bring to a kind of the thing that you never think before. And yeah, it's happened. Yeah, many people um, uh, prefer to don't get married. Sorry, prefer to don't have a child. It's because they are trapped by one of the projects that called by Illuminati. Yeah, this project is created by the uncle of Mr. Moonshine. Yeah, the uncle of Mr. Moonshine is Rockefeller. Yeah, Rockefeller creates the project of the Illuminati. Illuminati is coming from the problem of many people, yeah, in this world, and this world has got the overpopulation. So when this world have got the overpopulation, so they trying to find the solution, and the solution is creating many projects. The first project is called by immunization. Yeah, it's talking about the dark sides or a kind of the things that is not related to the research, but is really interesting too to talk about another side is except social, health, and finance that the old speaker have mentioned before. Yeah, the several project that has been created by the Illuminati itself that is immunization. Yeah, could you imagine how long the age of the people the several years ago without immunization? But today, when we got the immunizations, many people has a short age. I don't know what happened behind that. Is it because what you eat or something? Because what you eat also is related to the project of Illuminati. Most of the farm, yeah, in this world is not only Indonesia has been contaminated by the pesticide. Yeah, pesticide, you know how dangerous the pesticide for our health. And this program, yeah, what has contributed to all of the farmer. Yeah, they have to use pesticide as the cheapest one. How to kill? How to say that? How to say that? I forgot in English. This is the first project, and the second project is formula. Yeah, a milk of formula. So it's coming from the biggest the biggest companies that called by Nestle. Nestle is owned by Rockefellers. So this is the reasons that they can create that product. And the third is pesticide, what I mentioned before. And the last is family planning. Family planning or KB, yeah, we call it in Bahasa. So this is the reasons that they are afraid, yeah, because nowadays the strongest the strongest clan, yeah, is called by Muslim. You know how many people is killed in the Middle East, but Muslims still overpopulate with their people. For example, there is one party that affiliated with a Muslim, and they have many child. They have they have many children. So this is the reasons that it's really difficult to kill or to defeat these parties, because most of Muslim has many children. Has many children. So it's kind of the thing that sometimes they're afraid with the strength of the Muslim in this world. It because yeah, one people is slaughtered, but more than 1 million people in this world is birthed. Yeah, and they are coming from Muslim. So this is the reasons that sometimes it's really nice too, because I suppose that you're really bored, that you have talked about many things that related with social, health, and finance. So this is the reason that I talk about the ridiculous thing about conspiracy behind that. So this is only for the additional about family planning that has been created by our Lord, that is Eka or Moonshine Feller. Thank you for that.
I think enough, yes. Right, Mr. Martian, and thank you for your statement. Oh, Mr. Berlin, you wanna give your opinion about before our topic before or our topic now about the what is the purpose of marriage?
Oh
I
no,
think
sorry,
we
sorry.
must jump on
Yes.
this one.
Sorry.
Oh, Mr. Martian, again, you wanna? I'm sorry. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Mr. Alexander.
Hello. Okay, can you hear my voice now?
Yeah. You are. Yeah. Are you?
Mr. Berlin, please give your opinion. Now, in your opinion, what is the purpose of marriage?
Oh well. Sometimes in the preliminary idea, when someone engage the other person that he love or she loves, uh, they intend to have the life together, and they want to make the new generation by their life. That is the what the normal purpose in marriage. However, in marriage, there is something the besides action, besides the romance, or maybe about the child creation. It's about the money. Yes, about the money. Sometimes when we have a marriage, we intend to have the relationship. We will have the connection between one family to the other family, to our family. So because of this consideration, we will find the new what foundation of money by marriage itself. So that could be one of purpose of marriage besides creation of children. Thank you. Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Berlin. Now, next, Mr. Martian.
Please give your statement.
Okay, well, this is only for discussion, okay? So I just
I'm
want
sorry
to
for
see your
the bad
response behind that.
connection.
There are two purposes of getting marriage. Yeah. The first, that is supporting system. So what is the definition of the supporting system is? So how to make you focus with one purpose. Yeah, when you focus on one purpose, so this is the reason that make you will get a success. Yeah, maybe can you imagine, yeah, when you work in some place as a man, and in other situation there is people also that will help you every time. It's not only help you with serving you at home, but will give you a support system. It's like knowledge, suggestion, advice, and others. So you believe with this girl, or you believe with this man. So this is the reason that is a kind of the supporting system. And the second is, this is really interesting for, yeah, this is for discussion only, especially for Muslim. Marriage is not only for, it's not only for supporting system. Why? Yeah, the purpose of, yeah, the purpose of marriage for Muslim is, yeah, maybe for the all Muslim here, you can give a response about this statement. To help a people. Why? Because your prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, yeah, they have more than 12 wife. The first, there is I can mention Khadijah. Second, there is Sauda, and the third Aisha, and the fourth Hafsa, Zainab. Yeah, many a wife of Muhammad in this situation. So when I asked to the several people why Muhammad has many wife, and their answer is, yeah, because they want to help them. Yeah, they want to help them. So it means from the conclusion is marriage is to help a people. I don't know what is the answer behind that. So this is the reason that if you are as a Muslim and you understand about this, so you can explain with us what is the reasons that Muhammad has a lot of wives. If the reason is only to help a people, I suppose that we shouldn't marry them, right? So this is my biggest question for all of you guys. So this is only for discussion. That make this discussion will be interesting. Okay, so maybe one of you or the several of you can give the answer behind that. As the purpose for Muslim to get married.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martian. And next, Mr. Alex, please give your statement.
Thank you, Mr. Maya. The thing explained by Mr. Kibo, I guess depends on a lot of things, right? Especially because of the situations back then that determined the acts of some people. But it can also be interpreted by a lot of perspectives. But I don't want to comment on that, since I just want to deliver my point on this question on the screen. What is the purpose of marriage? I guess there's a lot of purposes behind marriage. When we are talking about past situation, when we see some couples in the past, as I said, they wanted to get married because mostly it's because of their inheritance or their legacy. To keep their wealth or their prosperity safe back then, they needed to get married, right? Because when they didn't get married, which means that they were no people that could continue to prevent or even reinforce their lands, let's say, in the past when humans were still living in the feudalism or agriculture's era back then. Okay, it's about inheritance. Secondly, it might be also because of children. By having a child, people basically could also share or even continue their livelihood, their bread and butters, to their children. it could be also related to political reasons, in which when we could see in the past, there's several kingdoms who marry their children for the sake of their interests, right? Between any country or between other countries or another country to another areas, let's say. However, in this modern era, I guess having a child could also relate it to economical and political reasons. Let's say when we don't have, let's say when the society doesn't have enough labors, for example, or reverse labors that could also run the businesses, the factories in the future, the system would be collapsed, right? That's why it's important to emphasize the people to have children, because when someday in the foreseeable future, the country or the society or the environment doesn't have enough labors, or let's say they won't have a bonus, a demographic bonus era, their society would be in crisis someday in the foreseeable future. That's why it's also vital to emphasize children to have, to emphasize society to have children. That's why when we are looking at China condition right now, in the past they emphasize to their children to only have a child only, right? But at the moment, they're emphasizing their children to have at least 3 children, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. It's related to the political, economical reasons. Since when there will no enough productive people, the country would be in a bad situation. But in my opinion, it's kind of conservative perspective if we count on having like legacy or children to be the bread and butter of marriage. Since in my opinion, it's more about sharing affections to your couple, because it's very important to perpetuate our relationships by getting married, in my opinion, especially in the conservative environment, in which when you are too close with your partners, that is to say, you could be blamed or stigmatized as bad people. That's why it's important to get married, to to develop your affections toward your partners and something like that. Additionally, it could also has something to do with supporting system, but supporting system that I'm trying to say is different from Mr. Manchan before. Let's say I wanna be a YouTuber, but I don't have a good technological skill, but I have a talent to be an actress, for example. So in regards to helping my purposes or my dream, I'm trying to find a partner that could support me to give benefit to the society. That's why I guess it's very ideal, but it's very important to have such supporting system. Yeah, that's several reasons. Those are several reasons that I could share, Miss Maya, in regards to this question. Thank you for the occasion.
Okay. Perhaps because we still have many slides after this, hold it up your opinion for us, and please next slide, Mr. Sunshine. Various purposes of marriage. A survey conducted by Relationship Australia organization over a period of several years shows that there are various reasons that make someone decide to get married. First, love, and second, so that someone will accompany you in life, and third, declaring a lifelong commitment, and fourth, providing safety for children, fifth, making public commitment to each other, and sixth, gaining legal legitimate status and financial security, and last seven, fulfilling religious teaching. Yeah. Please, next slide, Mr. Sunshine. And no, some believe that having children is how a family will finally bloom in unprecedented happiness. Why? Why do they assume so? Do you agree with this statement? Please, Mr. Satrio, you can add your opinion for our topic before and this topic. Please.
Okay, well, thank you, Miss Maya. Regarding for this question, why do they assume so? Some believe that having children is how a family will finally bloom in unprecedented happiness. I guess we have to think back to the purpose of the marriage before. For me, I will say that the first reason or the first purpose why people decided to get married is the first one is a reproduction purpose, right? And the second one is I will say that it's kind of like life purpose. So happiness and unhappiness is also a part of life purpose of the marriage. Um, so like Mr. Kibo said before, he said that one of the marriage purpose is support system. So I guess if we talk about the happiness or also the unhappiness of the marriage, we have to think that each couple has their own perspective and also their own path. Why why did they decided to marriage? So I guess how to say I guess um, they have to agree. They have to agree the happiness things about their circle first. For example, they have to create their own happiness in their home. Like maybe each couple have to start it um, from the question why do they decided to get married to achieve what things, and also the second question is maybe kind of why they choose his or her as their own spouse, right? And the third one, maybe um, there's a statement from the Islamic religion. Uh, they say that woman is created by the God, by the man ribs. So I guess this statement it's kind of full of meaning or meaningful on how each couple able to create their happiness at home. So that's my own statement about this.
Okay, thank you so much. Next, Miss Miza, please give your opinion about it. Please.
So, I suppose to believe that in this motion, it happens not to all families, so it depends on the situation of the family. So maybe if the marriage or the pregnancy or the baby is planned well, and then the parent is ready enough to become parent, it can be become an unprecedented happiness. But it's totally different if the situation is if the pregnancy is unwanted pregnancy by marriage by accident, I think the situation gonna be totally different because don't have uh, they not ready enough to experience that cycles, and it can influence their mentally and also their physical. So I think that's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Niza. And next, Mr. Moonshine. Please give your opinion.
Okay, I didn't expect to answer this question, but it's okay. I'm gonna try to answer it. So yeah, a lot of maybe the best reason to explain about this question actually came from the older generation, because the one who will very happy about the child born is their generation, because in the past we see that even we have the slogan, for example, like many children, it means that you will have many wealth will coming to you, right? So it means that it's always about wealth, about rezeki. And also sometimes having a child means that you finally reach or not reach kaya, but reach you get the purpose of your life. For example, I forget who said it, like the to become the real woman or the mother is, it means that you have to have a children. So from that statement, I see that a lot of Indonesian, in this case, also feel the same. So if you don't have a children, it means that your life is not complete yet. So it means that it's not happiness. And also I see that the happiness can define many ways. For example, like it means if you are married or having a child, it means that your parents duty to raise you, to give affection to you is complete. Their duty to become to be a parents is complete. It's because the theory or the dogma is come from the religion or the traditional culture or something like that. The value is come from that. So that's why the statement is come from that. And before I answer agree with this statement, do you agree with this statement? I will, in order to encounter Mr. Alexander's statement before, to protect my Shine Dynasty. Uh, so I think not everyone born in this world with status or something like that. So from I learned in Islamic values to help people, or I can say like elevate someone. I can make example like SBY. When SBY proposed Ibu Ani is the status is higher than SBY. So when they are married, the career of SBY is become better. Or for example, like Prabowo. So it means that marriage can help you to pursue something better or bigger in the future. So yeah, maybe that's of course the first will come from love or something like that, which I don't believe about that. And also sometimes the best example from marriage is come from the movie called House of Cards, where Frank Underwood and Clyde Underwood, who they are really have a big ambition to reach a power, and they're not back down each other. So Frank still have the ambition, also Claire have the ambition, and they are support each other. So I think that's the best example for me to maybe in the future I will have my wife or something like that. So do you agree with these statements? From my perspective, I think I will not agree, because I don't know everyone. So it means that we cannot pukul rata that everyone happiness is having a child. For example, like me, my happiness is when I have a power. So So I don't care if I don't have girlfriend right now or wife or children, as long as I have a lot of power or strongest power. So I will be happy. Or maybe for religious people, if they are become pendeta or become a habit, it means that they are fulfill their spiritual refinement. So it means that the happiness is to worship or to serve God, right? So it's different for other people. So I think the happiness is all the children having children, and that is happiness is because our society make it like that. Because this is, I don't know, I don't know how to say it because it is in recording. So having a lot of child in Indonesia, it's also the goal to protect the number of umat. So it means if you have a lot of child, it means the number in the future will grow bigger and bigger. It means the budget in APBN in Kementerian Agama will become bigger. So that's why the connection between the dot is really inside me sometimes. But yeah, maybe that's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, really interesting statement of you, Mr. Please next. Um, Perhaps someone have raised hand can give your opinion about last topic, and this topic about it is often believed that to have children these days bring more harms and than benefits. Children are considered as hindrance in life career, a disrupt of two women life, live insurmountable financial demand, gambling investment, and a body breaker for women. Will you accept this statement, please, Mr. Kikoneng? Mr. Kiko, you can give your opinion about last topic also, and this one.
Body breaker. Okay, okay. Thanks for the occasion, and yeah, like or not, um, but unfortunately, we only what's that talk in the boundaries of the marriage, but the basic of logical value in marriage is to continue the human being. How we will be exist if no one no one will get a children, right? So the children or the nation is coming from the community, and the small community is from the family. So the family will be the important thing, or as the basic of the what's that? Fundamentalism, the basic of fundamentalism of societies. If no one marriage, or you should kill your children, so perhaps after 20 years later, no one, a human being in the world, only the animals perhaps. But yeah, it's come true because the competition, but I would like to say that it's come true because the competition will be tough than the before. As we predict now, we should capable in our technology, and if we are not capable in technology, we'll be left behind, and the other will took our place, especially in the job vacancies. So in this condition, many of them rethink considering to have a child, uh, depending or surrounding manufacturers, depending on the matters. But yeah, I would like to say that the boundaries like economy, societies, religion, and the other thing will be the consideration of the human being to enact or to accept or disagree or agree with the child free. But the basic of fundamentalism, like or not, as the human being, we are forced to thrive our world in the better condition, the one function is the marriage. But wait a minute, I would like to answer the previous question coming from Marshain, because it's really interesting when we explain about the religion in English, perhaps. Yeah, I would like to say that, yeah, it is true that our Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad from the Muslim has more than 4 wives. But even the Orientalism will radically denounce Muhammad as the hypersex. It is awful, right? But based on the book written by Quraish Shihab, that is the trilogy books, Islam yang saya anut, Islam yang saya pahami, dan Islam yang disalahpahami. One of the content is about polygamy. Because if you look at the historical of our prophet, it's not on, yeah, it's true, help the others. But in the other of that matters, I would like to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with Khadijah, it's more than 35 years in the monogamy season. So it means from the Muhammad decide to marry in the 30, if I or not, if in 20, if I don't wrong. So after that, for several years, they decide to not marry firstly because they still think about the first wife in their life. So Muhammad decide to marry in the 65 years. Logically, as we find in our cases, especially in Indonesia, the old people tend to marry the young women. But but based on his like Saif Puji perhaps, on the other cases, whatever is it, yeah. But Muhammad tend to marry not the young people except Aisyah. Not the young people, but the other wives is coming from the adults, or we can say that janda. How to say janda in English? I forgot to that.
Widow,
Yeah.
widow.
Oh,
Widow.
widow. The widow. But for the cases of Aisha, based on that book also, they said that what's that? Nikah dia bawah umur. How to say that? Astagfirullah. The underage
Underage.
marriage, underage marriage, perhaps it's like a culture because the Arabic or the Arabic societies is a tribe. So the parents should give the children, especially for the women, to get the husband in underage because to protect them from the other tribe because they are always fighting with the one to the others. And it will be unequal when we compare our culture now with the previous culture. Like we will deny about perjodohan in the previous because we live now. But the previous is really exist, right? So it's kind of unequal when we decide to our value now to the values from the previous generation. And the third thing is for the Aisyah, Muhammad decide to not in the one bed until Aisyah get the balik for the moment. So it means Muhammad take the responsibility not to the underage in the what's that, sexual matters, but wait or postpone it until Aisyah become adults, or we can say that yeah, adults. And then before Aisyah offered by Abu Bakar as the mertua, oh, say mertua, how to say, it will be it's offered to the other sahaba like Umar or Usman based on the book, but they all deny it. And when the Abu Bakar offered to our Prophet Muhammad, so they accepted because as the partner, or perhaps in the politic also, we decide to marry one by one to get the relationship better. Thank you. It is for me.
Okay, really interesting statement of you, Mr. Chico. And Perhaps, please, Miss Phoebe, please give your opinion.
Hi. Oh, well, thank you anyway. Let me just go straight with the question, and then I don't really want to roll out the question best with other topics. So the question, the statement is, would you accept this statement? Okay. I would rather giving you guys a suggestion to this statement, right? I think regarding to this statement, we should know that every couple in Indonesia, or the better, should join the pre-marriage course, or which is we call it pendidikan pranikah, right? So when you say that the kids harm the benefit the children consider as a hindrance, or is it a disturb with romance life, that you already decide to marry it and you decide to have a kids, right? This is a decision and this is a risk that you got. So, which is the reason why I call it every a couple should know about the pre-marriage course. That's our first one, right? And then I definitely disagree with this statement because having a kids is a roller coaster ride. It's a happiness. It's a different happiness that from the child-free couple. So we know that in most cases also, um, um, happiness is a nuanced concept that's made of their life satisfaction, right? So, which is how happy you are with the way your life is going, and well-being, which is how you feel on a moment to moment basis, right? So, if you see that having a children is a body breaker for women, it's a personally or couple choice. So they are full of love, excitement, challenge, and they also look forward for the future. So even if the babies are not part of it, or the babies are part of it. So I would say really disagree with this statement. And then I rather say that um, every couple should have the pre-marriage course, which is know that why they want to have a kids and why they don't want to have kids. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your opinion, Mr. And please, Mr. Sunshine, to next slide. Can we put it in the same case as marriage is not mandatory? That's why to have children is also a choice. Please, Mr. Marshine, to give your opinion about this one and also about last topic, please.
Okay, well, okay, so this is mind blowing. But yeah, the previous questions, yeah, I have the same opinion with the previous speaker before. Because could you imagine, yeah, when this world doesn't have the next generation, so what will happen in the future? I suppose that chicken will be much as the human. So I suppose that is not make it sense, I think. So this is the reason that I disagree with statement. And regarding to the happiness of the children of the people to have a children, yeah. So this is one of the happiness. I cannot be hypocrite persons that I don't want to have a children in the future. So of course I want to be to have a children. But how about my happiness? My happiness is not only when I have a children only. Many things that is called by happiness, but this is one of the happiness. Because could you imagine, when you have been old, there is no one when you have a lot of money and you need someone is not only take care of you or look after you when you got sick in the future with money. So with money and with affection is extremely different. Yeah, it's extremely different to accompany you when you get a problem with your health, when you got a problem with your psyche and many things that relate to that. So this is the reason that, yeah, I personally need a children, but this is not as the priority of our life right now. So this is the reasons that between a couple, so they have to take agreement. Yeah, I don't want to force my wife in the future that they have to get the children, but if they want, yeah, that you call last time to broke their body, if they want, so we can have a children. But if she said no, I don't want to I don't want to torture my body, blah blah blah, and others. So I have no choices because this is her body. So I don't want to make her body broke and kind of the thing that relate. So this is the reasons that depend on the situation. Yeah, you need agreement with the person. So yeah, I do agree with the several people say in the beginning that this you if you don't want to have a children, don't do a campaign. So this is, yeah, don't do a big campaign that trying to force or make a people has what when we think that to have children is happiness, so you directly judge that person is like conservative one and blah 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 and others because you're seeing or deeply in the modern era, blah 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 and others. So maybe, yeah, this is my assumption, maybe this campaign has affiliation or relation with LGBT program, because many people judge LGBT because they cannot produce a children. So this is the reason that is coming from their sides. They want to get the new supporting system. The new supporting system of them is people support them to do not have a children. So this is the reason that we can merge between LGBT and also to do not have a children has the same purpose. Yeah. So this is the reason that it's really interesting to talk about this regarding to the discussion or regarding to the research. And relate to this question, can we put in the same case as marriage is not mandatory? Yeah. So of course, yes. So to get married is not the big mandatory. Yeah. But are you ready to be killed by the stereotype? Because many people will lose with the stereotype. Could you imagine when you have in 70? So the people or your neighbor said about, oh, you don't have to get married because you're ugly, you don't have money, you are poor, blah blah, and others. So many stereotypes will come to you. So this question is, are you ready to fight with stereotype? If you're ready, yes, just do it. You can get what you want with the happiness of your life without getting married. But if you don't be ready with that, so this is the reason that you have no choice. So you should get married as soon as possible. So this is the reasons that kind of the thing that happened. It's because of uh, how understand you are with your condition and situation, because only you that know about your problem, only you that know about your happiness. So this is my statement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Martian. And next, Mr. Oslo, please give your statement for this one.
Yes, thank you. Sorry for changing my name again. Yeah. Well, maybe I will try to answer the four questions that pops up in front of me. um, what is happiness? Um, Previously, we have discussed in the sociology, psychology, or maybe in the terminology of the economic about the happiness. However, maybe something that I will share is related with the biological perspective. Happiness, in my opinion, it's only in my opinion, maybe, is the condition when we produce the oxytocin and the adrenaline hormone in the same time, and that's gonna be happen when we find the condition seems like what wife and husband works to creation a child. Yeah, that's work, and the orgasm. Those conditions will create a certain hormone, and that will make the feeling of happiness in their certain part of their life. And that's why people tends to have children rather than to not have it, because they will find the new feeling by the creation of hormone, seems like that. And is it mandatory or not? I will say that certainly it's just the choice for them. If someone do not want to create a certain hormone until the end of their life, that is their choice. So why we must give an obligation to them to um, make them to create it. So because of this consideration, it's only the mandatory. And for the previous about the our perspective or maybe our paradigm towards the child, well, in certain condition, I would accept it about the children as a disturbance. However, when we see them as a disturbance, will it be as one of the what trigger to create of the adrenaline hormone in our life and will create the new happiness towards our future. So well, it's only a choice to you all. Will you create a new generation for your tree of family or not? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oslo. And next for Miss Indah. Miss Siti Indah, please give your segment.
Oh yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So I'm sorry to Mr. Moonshine or Mr. Alex. Maybe they raised their hand before me, but I got the opportunity. So so can we put it in same case as marriage is not mandatory? That's why to have a children is also a choice. Yes. So I think chil like I said before that it's all about the choice. So everyone has the right to choose. But like Mr. Shanshan said before, Mr. Marshan said before that if you are ready for the how to say the tutor from your neighborhood, like something like that, because some people happiness come from other people happiness, come from other people, right? So when someone said that, oh, you are not married, you don't have a children, so you're not a good person, and then that person will be not happy by that. For me, I don't care that one. So there's some people like some people happiness come from other people. That is the problem. But is to have a children is also a choice. It is. It's the same with a marriage. It is same with polygamy. It is same with the how to say, yes, to marriage in I'm a Muslim, and in Islam is also, because it's all of it is written that you cannot you can't marriage uh, to your second wife if you don't have a permission from your first wife, and then you cannot, the father could cannot marriage his daughter if his daughter give no permission for that, because some people who is how to say, they said in Islam, if your father married you to some people, you have to accept it. No, forced marriage is haram in Islam. So that is why it's a choice. Like you have a choice about it, like for marriage and to have a children. It's a choice, and it is a personal matter. So that is why I think, for me, in my perspective, there is no problem at all if you choose to not have a children. But about the conspiration before that, it's a conspiration to cut some population or something like that. I don't know. I tend to see, I don't know. I before when Mr. Marshan said about that, about the conspiracy and so on, I thought my father just joined the discussion because he always say that conspiration behind the vaccination and so on and so on and so on. So it's for a population or something like that. But I don't think so. It's a choice. So when someone someone not to just have to have a children, it doesn't mean like no one to
no one will choose to not have a children, right? Because we are human. We all different human. We all a different individual. So I think, yeah. So it's not mandatory in my perspective. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for have Mr. Manshan. Can you give your opinion? But we still have a little opportunity. This please give your opinion about 1 minute.
Is it me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I make it simple. So as long as you are religious people, so it means marriage is mandatory because it's written in all scripture. There's no question about that. But the question will be when. So I think all the scripture will say the condition to you to have marriage. For example, if you are ready to it, or you are already have a partner, for of course, yeah, Mr. Sunshine, don't marry if you don't have the partner, and something like that. So it means my statement is clear. Marriage is mandatory for religious people. In Hindu, for example, there's 4 steps to fulfill your life. The third steps is marriage, to have a family. And to have children is choice, of course, because there are a case sometimes, there's a problem with the man reproductive system and of or the woman. So it means that they cannot have a children, for example, in the future. But since the technology developed better today, so there's no will be I think there will be no problem in the future to fulfill your desire to have a children. So I think, yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. And next, Mr. Alex, please make it simple.
My statement has been explained actually, but I just want to emphasize one thing. I guess well-being is head and shoulder above everything, right? Even every religion also encourages everyone to gain their well-being. That's why when we saw the previous statements, like why do people prefer to not to have children? There's that happens because of a lot of reasons. One of them is due to heart conditions that is occurring in your life, like low wages, for example, or you are unemployed, for example. You can't imagine how you could you know raise children when you don't have enough money, especially in this condition, in this pandemic era, for example, when people are fired mostly by a lot of companies. It's kind of hard to raise children. I've read some data regarding when you would like to raise children, at least one child needs billions or hundreds of thousands of money. It's a lot of money, actually. That's why we can't deny those reasons, actually, why people decide not to have children. The other reason is because of the traumatical reasons, like they are afraid of raising her or his children because of her or his experience. They are afraid that when they raise their future children, their children will not be in the good condition. That's why they prefer to not to have it. We can't deny those reasons, actually, since that's their options. But frankly speaking, despite all statements that I've spoken, I am the one who dreams of being a parent in the future. So yeah, it's all about a choice, actually. I do agree with a statement said by Misuchi. So yeah, we can't deny the perspective or other things. When we are talking about the, let's say, child free or childless, some people say that it's because of the modern era in which people, or Western perspective, it's from a Western perspective, something blah, blah, blah. I guess it's not. Right is embedded with every citizens around the world. That's why it's more about your rights. So yeah, it's okay to not to have children and to have children. Thank you. That's my statement.
Okay, so comprehensive statement. Next, Miss Akila, please, but only 1 minute. Please give your opinion.
Okay, thank you, Miss. I suppose that have children is a choice because have children is still a choice because of course I want to have children in the future, but sometimes it's really scary to think about have children because it's not just about financial, mental health, or my body, but it's because the age of our earth, like we know, we almost 2 years live with a mask in our face. So how about in the future in our children era? Yeah. So yeah, it's my statement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for you and for you all. Thanks. And I'm so sorry, but I'm so random to choose you. And back to Mr. Sunshine, our host tonight. Please.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much. It's aesthetic discussions about how should we live our life after this quarter life crisis. Okay, I really appreciate and truly respect toward every single opinions that might be so different compared to others. But from all the hot discussions, I believe I caught several terms that I like to share with you so that we can learn together on how to avoid making mistake from such simple or trivial things that we do know exactly how to pronounce it, how to arrange it better. Okay, let me set screen. It will be very short. I hope that my voice is audible. Due to the rain, because of it, sometimes everything becomes terrible. Oke, jadi ada istilah prideful, proud, dan pride. Jadi apa yang membedakan prideful dan prideful? Pride itu kebanggaan, ya, dia adalah noun. Proud and prideful are adjective. Tetapi proud artinya bangga, sedangkan prideful itu artinya sombong. Ya, jadi bangga dan sombong itu beda tipis. Oke, kemudian propaganda, ya, something similar like that ya. Jadi pronunciasinya almost similar. Jadi propaganda itu udah dari bahasa Inggris, and the way how to pronounce it is always almost similar. Propagate kata kerjanya ya. Jadi propaganda itu bisa dikatakan dakwah atau istilahnya seruan ya. Propagate berarti kamu menyerukan sesuatu, menyebarkan, memperbanyak orang agar tahu tentang that kind of information. Kemudian ada eksistensi tadi ya. Ada yang mengucapkan eksistensi, itu adalah existence. Kemudian rezeki, okay. Rezeki is like sustenance or livelihood. Kemudian memukul rata, to equalize or to generalize. Okay. Kemudian tadi ada kebingungan antara fundamental sama fundamentalism ya. Jadi nggak ada fundamentalism, adanya fundamental. It can work for both adjective and also noun. Ya, artinya juga essentially importance kayak gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya noun, dia artinya adalah suatu bentuk kepentingan yang sangat basic gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya dia work as adjective, artinya adalah truly important kayak gitu ya, sangat-sangat penting. Gitu. Video janda ya, tadi siapa Mr. Cikoneng bawa janda. Kemudian juga ada perjodohan matchmaking, bisa arrange marriage, wedlock, dan pairing. Okay, I hope that someday in the future we're going to encounter these words into our reality. Okay, okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for gathering, attending, practicing, enhancing your speaking skill right here. I truly appreciate it. But before closing, please open the camera and I will take pictures to how to say commemorate or to remember that you actually existed in this discussion. Okay, so everyone, please open your camera so that I can see your gorgeous smile. Okay, let me see it. It's like labyrinth within your beautiful. Within, I'm not sure. Okay, but yeah.
Lacoste.
Okay, so how about Ayu, Wami, Akila, Roiska, and Tuko, Chance? Okay, I believe that there are so many people with strange names lately. Okay, I guess that's just nickname, maybe. Okay, oh my God, I never supposed that actually I have such a discussion with such, oh, this is truly boring. I can finally see you, oh guys. Oh my God, why don't we just start off newcomer from the very first time? By the way, tomorrow for the next discussion, each one of you that might be interested in participating, yeah, you can also vote for yourself to become a moderator, and you can bring up interesting topic from your personal perspective. By the way, okay, that's a short message from me. Okay, so I guess we are all ready. So yeah, please put your oh my God, that's really nice post, Mr. Malshine. Okay, on the count of three, shit. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, I'll save this for us. Okay. Oh my God. This chance. Chance is chance. Okay. So one more. Okay. On the count of three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So much for attending the discussion. I hope I can see you again next week. And the last we say hello, Opa. Yesterday.
Yesterday, say tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Bye. See you. Have a nice rest. Tomorrow is Monday. Prepare for today. Okay. See ya.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah.